Those notes was, I still have them from interviewing you, and your original resume, and most of the stuff on there was true. You maybe embellished a little bit, but...
And what was it that you said I was? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that.
After all the interviewing, so I said, well, Mike, what do you assess my personality is? He goes, well, I think you're a little bit of a maverick.
Yeah, baby.
I think I underestimated that part a little bit. Let's give him a round of applause for being a maverick. No, but we covered an awful lot of items, and believe me, I gave him a very thorough interview at that time because we felt he was a very important hire for the company. And that's proven to be the case. 25 plus years later, the last half of that spent as president of the company. He has really done a great job. We've been through some wonderful, wonderful times. Record earnings during a period of that time, probably greater than any of us ever anticipated. Unfortunately, the last 4 or 5 years have not been nearly as good for any of us, but he's persevered. He's helped guide us through this very difficult time. He's helped train the man who's our new president, Ryan Weed, who I know Les and I both feel is going to do a very great job, and we're expecting great things from Ryan. And I think all of you here know Ryan, but if you don't, stand up, Ryan.
Stand up.
I already was standing. Ryan's the tallest guy we have at the company, so we felt we'd give him the job for no other reason than that, because he's going to get weighted down. He's still going to end up being the tallest guy. But anyway, Les and I have been through a lot. He's been through a lot with a lot of other people in the company and with a lot of our clients. I really appreciate his dedication and hard work during this period. I look back at the promises we made to you, Les, and you actually ended up making more money than even that was anticipated. Yeah. Although the last couple of years have been a little sparse.
Hey!
I was just, and Andy Warren, I think is still here. Andy was with me. We just came from this economic conference, and I think things are looking up for Arizona. And I do know from the economics I've studied, the balance of improved lots now and the demands of home buyers and builders, things should be very positive from now on. And Andy, we expect a lot of work out of you too. So. But I do think things are on the upswing, and I really appreciate Les guiding us through all these difficult times. We could not have done it without him. I look back, all the criticisms he had for me and the company during the bad times. So he had the opportunity to take over and run it himself. He didn't think the management was doing all the things they should have been doing prior to his management, but he's had to live through some of the same issues. It's not so easy running a company like Columbia & Lou, but he has really stepped up and has done a great job. There's two sayings that always remind me of Les. The first one is, if you keep doing the same thing you've always done, you're going to get the same result you always got. And it's stupidity to think if anything else other than that's going to happen. So that's something. And then another one that I always used to talk to him about was the old story of Lou Holtz. And Lou was early in his career, before he was the head coach, was the defensive backfield coach for Ohio State. He coached under Woody Hayes, and those of you who know anything about football and Woody Hayes know he was a really tough, hot-tempered guy and didn't take any foolishness from anybody. And it was just before halftime in the game, and he told Lou Holtz, whatever you do, don't let any of the receivers of the other team get behind your guys. And one did and caught a touchdown pass. And of course Holtz was very upset by that, but not nearly as upset as Woody Hayes. And Hayes turned red, and you know, Holtz tells the story, it's very funny. He just lost him. He grabbed Holtz by the neck and started choking him. But Holtz says he almost killed him, you know, and he said, no one ever explained anything like that to me before, but after that I learned that I better do what I'm told to do. And he never let a guy get behind him again. And that's a story that Les has always remembered too, because it's not only telling people what to do, but making sure they understand that this is something they better do. But Les has done a great job getting us involved with some very important clients, running the business through the years. We brought in a consultant this past year that Les had the opportunity to work with, and you know, making sure we had things on the right track. And I do think the table has been set very well. Ryan's going to have a lot of big shoes to fill, a lot of pressure in front of him, but I do think the company's in very good shape for Ryan going forward. And I'd like all of you to join me with a toast to thank Les for 25 plus years of great service with Cone Van Loo, and what's it been, Les, about 45 years in the industry, right?
43, actually.
43, so here's a toast to Les. Here we go. Here.